What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Chris again, out on the Go Wing. And today, I'm going to give you a little update on my GoPro cameras and remotes. I made a couple of videos back showing how the GoPro cameras was kind of giving me some problems. And for a while there, I didn't know what to do about it. And it just seems like for some reason or another, I kept getting a bad product. So I was just kind of giving you guys, I just want to give you guys an update on how things were going for me as far as with the GoPro camera. So I have seemed to work all of the bugs out of the cameras and out of the remote. You know, one of the videos, I couldn't even get the GoPro cameras to even pair. If you guys watched that video, you notice how I couldn't even get the cameras to sync up. I couldn't get it to pair. And basically with this smart remote that I have here on my wrist, which controls both cameras simultaneously, I should be able to sync, you know, as many cameras as I could purchase, you know, to this smart remote. And that's one of the problems that I initially had, is that I couldn't even sync my cameras. You all can go back and watch that video. And secondly, the GoPro cameras. Okay, and second of all, the GoPro cameras in the earlier video would just stop recording on its own. For some reason or another, the GoPro cameras would stop. I would hit record and the GoPro camera would record for so many minutes and then it'll just stop on its own. And like I said earlier, when I talked to GoPro, they did inform me to ship the cameras back to them, and they will send me a replacement, and they did. I packaged the cameras up and I sent them back to GoPro, and within about a week or two, probably maybe 10 days max from the time I sent it off until the time that I received the new GoPro cameras, took about 10 days, maybe a week, 10 days, somewhere around up in there. It wasn't too long. So they did work with me. The customer service did work with me on getting me some replacements. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on my GoPro cameras. I have the GoPro 4 here. I have the GoPro 4 Silver Edition mounted on my handlebars and on my helmet here. I have the GoPro 4 Black. The camera that's facing me, I think is set at 1080 at 60 frames per second, and the GoPro 4 Black that's on my helmet should be set at 1080 at 90 frames per second. Now I can raise the frame rates even higher. It will shorten the length of my recording time. So after doing extensive research with these GoPro cameras, 90 at the speed I generally run, 90 frames per second at 1080p works perfect for me. I could set it higher. I could go to 4K with a lower frame rate. I could go to, I think, 2.7K, but 1080 at 90 frames per second works perfectly for me. Out on my Go Wing, doing the speeds that I generally run. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update, not to be redundant, that I got all of the bugs worked out on my GoPro cameras. Everything appears to be working perfectly. I kind of wanted to use them for a while before I kind of gave an update on them, because I didn't want to speak prematurely. And so I've been testing them out for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe. And so far I'm happy with it. Everything is working fine. The cameras are syncing up perfectly. Whenever I press one button on my wrist, it simultaneously starts to record the cameras, and it'll stop them simultaneously. So everything appears to be working fine at this point. I haven't had any issues since I've replaced the cameras. I've had both GoPro cameras replaced, and I've had the smart remote replaced. This is the 3-button smart remote. They actually make an earlier version remote, and I think it's a 2-button, but I have the 3-button smart remote, so no problems. Everything is working perfectly. The only downside to the GoPro cameras, or maybe any camera for that matter, is battery life. The battery life on a GoPro camera is not that long. I mean, you might can get an hour out of it, maybe, I guess, depending on, well, for the resolution that I have set. I guess if you lower the resolution, you may can get more battery time out of it, and if you raise the resolution even higher than the 1080, you may get even less battery time out of it. But for me, at the settings I have them on, the one on my helmet, I generally get about, I guess, an hour recording time. So a couple of the ways that I combat that is I have a couple extra batteries. I just stop and switch the battery out, or either I do have a portable battery bank that I could actually wire to my GoPro and put it in my pocket, and I don't ever have to change the batteries out, but you know, I have to deal with wire. So that's the only negative things that I could say bad about the GoPros at this point, is that the battery life on them is not the best. For the GoPro camera that's on my bike, I use this micro SD that I have connected directly to my power outlet on my bike, which extends the battery life. And so, matter of fact, I'm glad I said that, because I don't even have it plugged in. So I drilled a hole. Actually, I don't know if you can see that. I drilled a hole into the side of the GoPro case, which allows me to connect my power cable. And that way, on this one, I don't even have to change out the battery. I could just keep it plugged in. So as long as my bike is running, I'm going to get continuous power to my GoPro camera. So it basically just keeps the battery charged at all times. And if I wanted to, I could not have it plugged in, and it may run an hour or so. So I just keep it plugged in for a continuous power supply to my GoPro camera that's mounted on my bike. So I may also, even after this one charge up in here, I may even swap them out. And that's the only negative points that I have about the GoPro cameras right now. So the bottom line is everything appears to be working fine on my GoPro cameras. They are syncing up properly. They are turning on simultaneously. They are turning off at the same time. So that's all I have for you guys. I got a phone call coming in. I don't know if you can see that, but I got a phone call coming in, and I'll talk to you guys later. Keep it on two wheels. This your boy Chris on the Go Wing. See ya. Peace out. Hello?